It is almost time for Money in the Bank, with people having mixed feelings for the main event, Becky vs Lyra, a match we know is gonna be good, possibly the most packed women's Money in the Bank match ever. Now we're all feeling a lot of negativity towards WWE, rightfully so. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match could definitely put a bandage on our wounds. The build was pretty mid, but all things considered, the card doesn't look bad. With only 4 matches though, I sort of agree with this mentality that less is more. Not with these ticket prices though. Okay, what do we have right here? Oh my god. It's about to pay off, man. I can sit in the rafters. I'm like Sting. In this video, I'll talk about all the scenarios, give you my predictions, but the whole Money in the Bank concept has me worried. Let me explain. According to Russell Votes, Triple H doesn't really like the Money in the Bank concept. And when you think about it, when you get that big ass forehead working, it almost makes sense. He never held the Money in the Bank briefcase, even though he definitely had the ability. He never competed in a Money in the Bank ladder match. Drew McIntyre's cash-in situation was certainly interesting. When he took over WWE, one of the first things he did is bury the entire concept when Austin Theory cashed in on the United States champion and lost. That's sad, isn't it? He was Mr. Money in the Bank. I just ruined my mood, man. Poor Theory. On the other hand, he booked women's Money in the Bank holders a lot better. All this to say, there are a lot of examples to support this theory. Come on, oh my god. I almost get how Triple H feels about the concept. He really appreciates long-term storytelling, sometimes to a fault. And Money in the Bank briefcase is kind of a plan-changing thing. All of a sudden, somebody has a Money in the Bank briefcase, wins the championship out of nowhere, which I can definitely see where the criticism comes from. But it's just fun. One big change Triple H made in the WWE is getting rid of gimmick premium live events. I feel like he doesn't like the concept of Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank premium live event, but at the same time, the concept is just too big to erase. It's one of the biggest WWE premium live events, one of the most fun concepts, you know, people are comparing it to the Royal Rumble. Triple H doesn't really have a choice. So while I'm very excited about the possible result of Money in the Bank ladder match, I'm also aware of the fact that it's not the same. The chances of somebody losing the Money in the Bank briefcase, losing the match they used the cash-in on, are a lot higher than they were before. Let's get into it. The first match is Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. I really appreciate how much TV time Lyra is getting on television. I think the story is fine, it's just that it's barely developing at this point, but it's pretty simple. Lyra is the new kid, Becky Lynch is the veteran. The story definitely had its ups and downs. Sometimes people were chanting "what" at Lyra, which is kinda sad. I was surprised when Lyra Valkyria actually successfully defended the championship against Becky Lynch, which makes me believe the result of this match is pretty obvious. I think Becky is definitely winning this time, which eventually will lead to Bayley returning, and then we're going to get the Intercontinental Championship between Bayley and Becky Lynch. It's just a theory though. Oh my god, I just remembered. But let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Stephanie Vaquer, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Rhea Ripley, Julia. The match is absolutely packed for so many reasons. Obviously, this generation of female wrestlers is absolutely unbelievable. It's still kinda mind-blowing how you can look at this match and feel like it's gonna be better than the men's match. Which I know sounds insensitive or something, but if you watch the WWE in the 2000s, 2010s, you know what I mean. There was a time when we used to get a pink table in a women's stables match. So don't tell me I'm being insensitive. One reason I really appreciate this match is that anybody could win, and I wouldn't necessarily be mad because everybody has so much potential, so many new women. It's like this is what Money in the Bank ladder match is made for. Obviously, you have Alexa, you have Rhea Ripley. I understand these wouldn't be your first choice. Rhea is my favorite, definitely, but at the same time, not really career changing for her. It doesn't really make sense for Alexa to win. Any other woman, I'm fine with. I honestly am. But I know some of you might say, well, Stephanie Vaquer should win this briefcase. I think it's way too early for that. I think one that none of us are going to be mad with, somebody who deserves it the most and needs to win this briefcase, needs to win the WWE Women's Championship. It's a pretty obvious answer. You guessed it, it's Naomi, people. She's doing such a great job in the WWE right now. Career-changing heel turn, I would say. I think it needs to be Naomi, and that's actually gonna be my prediction. I think it's Naomi, unless WWE are swerving us. It seems like the obvious answer, but in this case, the obvious, predictable answer is not necessarily the issue. Okay, then you have the men's ladder match. LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, Solo, Seth, El Grande Americano. This is so dumb, but part of me believes there is a slight chance El Grande might actually win. Then he obviously cashes in as Chad, and he's finally getting that push. But that ain't gonna happen. Then we have Solo, who I honestly somewhat can see winning. Also, not a lot of people are going to be happy with that. It's not like they hate Solo or anything like that. It's just that we saw so much Solo on our television and now he kind of lost his momentum. Not a lot of excitement. Like, I'm not screaming for a Solo WWE Championship title reign. Penta and Andrade are definitely not winning, but they make this match special. That's the reason why they're in this match. Some cool-ass moments. We all know Penta and Andrade are going to be, work rate highlights of this match. It's pretty obvious. I think realistically it's down to LA Knight and Seth Rollins. And this is so stressful. I'm so excited about this match with all the negatives about the WWE, all the ups and downs. I'm very excited about this match because it's like, Seth Rollins winning makes the most sense. I get it. He's focusing on the championship. He wants to take over the WWE. That's the reason why CM Punk is trying to stop him. But it's like, it's also not career-changing. It's not something super exciting. He's the type of guy who could win this championship, without the Money in the Bank briefcase. But you have LA Knight. Could WWE finally do it? We've been waiting. We've been disappointed. Can WWE finally throw us a bone with all the bad decisions they've made? Can they finally be like, okay, but you're getting that? LA Knight is winning the briefcase, people. Now, I'm worried about this because it could be that moment of WWE being like, sure, he's getting the Money in the Bank briefcase, but people, you have no idea. I don't give a shit about the briefcase. He's losing it anyway. Like, you never know with the WWE. Even if he wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, and obviously he should win the championship, he's been over for such a long time. I also feel like it's not a guarantee. It might be a stupid wishful prediction, but I feel like LA Knight is winning this match. Maybe WWE wants us to believe that Seth Rollins is taking the briefcase and we're going to get the surprise. Finally, the tag team match. Cody and Jay versus Cena and Logan. A match that means absolutely nothing. That is my biggest issue. This is a Saturday night's main event. I'm in the minority who doesn't really mind John Cena and Logan Paul. I get it, it kind of works. And everybody in this match is either a champion or a contender for that championship. It all makes sense, it's just that doesn't really scream like that big of a deal. Like, whatever we're going to get out of this match, it doesn't really mean much. It really doesn't when you think about it. Like, what's gonna change? Am I missing something? I honestly felt like John Cena is going to wrestle guys like Randy Orton, possibly AJ Styles, CM Punk, and then eventually Cody gets his title shot, takes the championship. That is the most logical scenario. Bringing in Cody was probably a bit too early, but also maybe that's the reason. Okay, my prediction is Logan Paul and John Cena. So Cody doesn't get the championship opportunity. He's disappointed. We move to CM Punk probably, or AJ, or whoever is John Cena facing next. And eventually at SummerSlam, he's losing the championship against Cody, possibly. I have no idea. It still kind of hurts that John Cena's WWE Championship title reign as a heel is still isn't all that. But this is my prediction. I believe this is the main event, but definitely not the most exciting match of the night. I feel like everybody is excited for the ladder matches, which makes sense. And this year, if booked right, if we get the actual winners, like I always keep saying, we don't always need to get the result we want. Wrestling would get really boring, but lately, with WWE giving us so many bad booking decisions, that's exactly what they need to do. Some fan service. And in this case, it also makes sense. It's not just fan service. LA Knight deserves the briefcase, Naomi deserves the briefcase, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video, people. Appreciate your time. As always, yeah boy, the great one. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.